All right, welcome back to another episode of drawing stream video. Don't know why I keep saying stream. Let's see. So I did some stuff off camera. The coloring, shading, texturing. Well, no, shading, texturing, just coloring of the sand, and then I did the outline of the background. So today I'm just gonna finish up the drawing. Nothing too hectic. Besides, I don't really have that much left to do here anyways. There goes the cat going berserk again. So, yeah. I'm not entirely too sure what to talk about outside of this one thing I had in mind, but I should try to lead into that before I go straight into it, if you know what I mean. But we're doing some pretty good progress here. We're busy for like a large majority of the week. I have the creatures overview drawing for Elementals Reborn, which is going to be a huge drawing. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to take a lot of work to get done with, and I'm hoping we can get as much time as we can get throughout the entirety of this week to do it. I probably could have got this done with a little bit earlier if it wasn't for some stupid crap with this stupid job and stupid making us come in Sunday for no freaking reason. But, yes. We got a lot to work on, alongside a couple more Minecraft videos. Even though I have 4 last week, I'm still going to get 2 this week done with regardless. Obviously. I mean, kind of inevitable at this point, right? So, there's not much to really talk about as of late, so why don't we try to segue into another topic? You know the thing I talked about in the first part, the Fred Barney story with the whole volcano thing? That's something you would probably see within the Weird Factory. So all of these weird things that I've come up with are instances that have happened or has been shown inside of the Weird Factory in one of those corridors. So I'm probably going to talk about most things from the Weird Factory to kind of fill in some time for the drawings at least. But outside of that, most of the weird stories involve, duplicates. Things that I have not talked about as much. I would like to try to leave them more open-ended, in case I misremember certain aspects of it. So, how do we want to start this particular story? Or maybe not story. Maybe, yes, the Dukes, of course. Okay, so we can do that. We could talk about some Duke shorts. Now, this probably sounds weird, right? Duke shorts, but stick with me here, folks. There is rhyme and reason to it, and I accidentally did the eyedropper tool. So Duke shorts, what they basically are is like these funny shorts with Duke Nukem, or the supposed Duke duplicants. And for some reason, with these particular Dukes, not that I don't think all the duplicant Dukes do this, but these particular Dukes in general, when they die, they turn into these red-looking rectangles. The best way I can describe it is the Game Over screen in Duke Nukem Forever, with the glasses kind of like this. But when they die in this, they turn into the rectangle, I'm going to make this a bit more orange as red. With the glasses showing, as if it's showing the computer screen of, them dying in the game, except it's actually in real life. So just try to imagine a 2D giant rectangle, just kind of like sitting where Duke had once died. That's a good segue into the Duke shorts we are going to be talking about. So the first short I think I'd like to talk about would have to be the short with him on an airplane. Yeah, this one's pretty funny, but also pretty scary. It's not really like scary in a sense where it's like scary music. It's just like the thing that's happening here is pretty scary. So here goes Duke in the plane up high with what like appears to be a parachute and the suit you usually wear when you have the parachute on, alongside all these other figures. I don't think they'd be considered Dukes. I don't quite recall if I did do that. But they're all jumping out of the plane. Their parachutes work perfectly. And it's one by one, so there's 3 in the line, and there's Duke in the back, looking all like this, with a smile. And the 3 guys slowly jump out one by one until it's Duke's turn to jump out, yes? So now here goes Duke, jumping out with a big smile on his face as he has the parachute cord in his hand, almost ready to pull it. A few seconds pass by, and then he pulls the cord. Nothing happens. Then Duke starts screaming his head off, like, just imagine the sunglasses, like, and while he's screaming, he's slowly reaching his hand over to his backup chute cord, pulls that. He sees that the thing pulls out and nothing happened, and then it's like his screams go like louder, like as the friggin' oops, I apparently did not name this. As he is slowly falling quickly down towards the ground, and then the camera cuts to the ground and cuts back up to Duke's face, and then the ground, then Duke's face, the ground, Duke, until splat. And the noise he makes is hilarious. He's like, oh, just a generic hurt or death noise. Not like anything special. Just like he got hit at like 0 HP, and it's like, oh, minus the the deafening sound effect. And then it's just that red rectangle right there. End of scene. That's the end of the whole scene right there. I don't know why that was hilarious. Despite the fact, Duke is dead now. But don't worry, Duke is okay, for there is another Duke. This probably led into the duplicate Dukes, but that's one scene that I have come up with in my head. Another scene involves a Dragon Ball Z crossover, and not the one you would think. So here comes, what's his name again? The Kai, the purple guy, I think, with the mohawk. And here's Duke. Duke's like over here, and Kai just brought Duke to the Grandmaster Zeno for some reason. Only one. And then they did some talking. I don't know what words they were saying. I was mostly focusing on the action scene in hand. And Duke looks out down at Zeno's. He has his hand out, and as if he's trying to like extend a handshake. And Duke's like, "How you doing?" Too quickly, accidentally punches Zeno like a chow all the way back forward. His back like away from Duke. He's facing towards Duke, and then he plops back up and down like a chow does, and is laying on his back for like a second until he just slowly rises up and has his hands in his lap, closes his eyes. The guy over here looks very freaking terrified. It's the same with the 2 angel guys that are supposed to guard Zeno. Somehow they failed their mission. And Duke's just like, And then a bright white light comes from Zeno, and Duke's like, ah! And there's Zeno floating with a red rectangle just floating there as well. For some reason, he's unable to destroy this red rectangle death mark that Duke leaves behind. And that's the end of that scene. And I don't know why. Look, it's just imagining Grandmaster Zeno getting punted back. The same sounds the chows make, the plop or however the fuck you replicate it, the plop noise. And the slow get up and the realization in Duke's face that he fucked up. I don't know why that's hilarious, but it is. I do believe there is at least one more that I can think of off the top of my head, but I don't think it involved any death. In this one, there's a group of 4 dukes. They're wearing knight armor, and then there's this cat, the ROTC cat, that's looking at the dukes. And let me go on ahead and get a reference pick for something here. I gotta remember what the doors look like. So the cat's wearing this simple looking, like not even armor. It's like, I guess you can compare it to, oh yes, only wearing a chest piece or something, like a leather chest plate. And that's not the reference I want at all. I forgot the fact that doesn't have a door in it, so now I gotta look back and try to find an old Cadmium drawing to remember where the door combination colors go. Crap. Alright, fine, I can easily fix this. So the cat is walking up to the 4 dukes, and then the dukes mock the cat for the cat's armor. And then the cat walks away. The scene doesn't end here just yet, though. When the cat returns, the dukes are still in the same place. That sand needs to be down. I don't know why that's up here. But now the cat's wearing this sick as hell armor with a weapon, like a sword of some form. And the duke's like mocking the cat about the new look the cat now has, and the cat holds up his sword, and Duke is like, oh, like what looks like the leader Duke is like, oh, look at this sword, look at the cat and the sword. Here, I'll give you a free hit. Go on, hit me. And the cat just swings the sword down on Duke because all of his armor explodes. The only thing he's revealing is his white underwear with red hearts all over it, like, you know, the typical olden day underwear you see on those old cartoon characters. Crash Bandicoot's a good example. And then Duke falls onto the ground sideways, like, imagine this, arms to his side, but on his side, not on his back. And it's like, you've defeated me, or something like that. Go on, finish me off. What are you waiting for? Do it. Kill me now. And the cat's like, no, you live with it. And then the other dukes just look at the other duke and they just follow the cat instead, abandoning that duke in his time of need. And then that duke gets up and says, you bastard! You magnificent bastard! And then that's the end of that scene. That's really the only amount of stories that I have. Hey, cat. Don't you dare try to initiate a duke on me. That doesn't work in this universe. That's really the only things that I have in mind for that particular storyline. Funny as they are, there's only 3 that I could think of. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think we have enough. There is a story, actually. The cat's shaking. Here, Cadillac, cover yourself up. There you go. What are you looking so shy for? Poke. And now she's attacking my hand. So there's another story in mind called Mother Duke and his 9 dukes children, or 9 duke children. Hey, stop it. And cat likes to scratch everything. Stop. So the story goes, there's these 9 dukes. Stop scratching. Christ, cat, listen. Oh my god. Clap. Clap that ass, cat. Where was I again? So the story goes, there's these 9 dukes that awake from their slumber, and then they get up and they go about their day. And they do like they're like children. Like think of a Duke Nukem, but with the mentality of a child. And they go about their day getting ready. They do they brush their teeth and all that stuff. Eat breakfast. This one Duke that's just chewing with his mouth open, with this look like he's like this. Let me just make sure I'm still recording so I can actually. Yeah, there we go. He's like this, making the hum noise at one of the other Dukes, and that Duke's like, he won't stop chewing in my face, or something like that. And the mom Duke, it doesn't even have a different voice. It's just like Duke's voice, but with a motherly complex to it. Like, now Duke, it's not polite to chew with your mouth open, or something like that. I don't know why that's hilarious. Then the one more important scene here is that there is a specific TV show that the Dukes seem to watch like 24/7. No, not 24/7, but it's like on at a certain time, right? And nothing really happens in this TV show. I'm going to consume my chocolate milk. Say with a question mark as you question what that could possibly be. No, it's not alcohol. But I will say there's milk in it. At least. Alright, so continuing on. So the show that the Dukes watch is it's basically just the same thing. Nothing happens. So there's this well-dressed, like you can only see the torso, like here's a good torso and here's the head, or like TV-wise, okay, imagine half the TV screen here, here's the head, here's the torso. This well-dressed old man, kind of like, black tuxedo, white suit with the red tie, and he has like the usual old person white hairstyle, kind of like this, curve like this, or I don't know how to explain it. And all it is just the guy looking at the not even looking at the screen, is like looking right. I can't tell you. It's like looking above where the camera would be, and around that point maybe. And all he's doing in the show is do 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 do. And it just keeps on repeating like that for hours. And this TV show takes up the entire TV station in the town, and for like at least a few hours. And the people so like the house that they live in is pretty decent and modern, but it's surrounded by like this city-esque kind of area. Like, if you look at this building, you think this is a weird place for a house to be. That's what this house is, and that's where it is. And then they keep watching it, and once it gets to the end, it's like the do completely goes to black. Channel goes off for like a minute, so that the Duke mother has enough time to turn the TV off, so the Dukes don't see the other programs that they hate for some reason. They hate all the programs. And then everyone goes back to watching what they were watching before, even though 3 hours have been wasted because of this freaking TV channel thing that the Dukes keep watching for some reason. But they lived with it until one day, after they watched it, before we continue that, let's finish up the day. They go through their, the lunch cycle. They play toys. They do mini games and stuff, like little sports outdoor activity, kind of like most children would usually have. Until we get to the dinner time, which after dinner time there's desserts. Lucky them, they get dessert every day. and still becomes muscular despite the fact that they don't really work out. I know, jealous, much. And then after they have their dessert, they go to bed. The Duke mother tells a story, and then they go to bed. And then the Duke mother goes to bed in his recliner chest thing. I think that's my stomach, not the cat's. And the whole day starts again, and the cycle repeats. Nothing new really changes. The Dukes go through the same cycle every single day. Maybe some different things happen here and there, but that's it. Nothing too spectacular happens. Until one day, one person decided to scratch the damn walls because you won't stop scratching the damn walls, cat. Until one person decided that they've had enough of this goddamn TV station. And what they do is they take it within their power to sabotage it. And the way they did this was they snuck into the TV station that is being forced to play this at this particular time on all the TV stations because, God forbid, you can't get like freaking DVD or something. No, the Dukes don't understand that. The Duke mother does, but the other Dukes won't understand. So they tried it before, but they got pissed. Then they switched back to the usual way of doing things. So now they got the station was hacked, and instead of playing for like the several hours that it plays, it ends abruptly by cutting it short. It's like it was poorly cut. You notice it very easily that something was poorly cut. It's like I guess the best way I can try to explain it is by mimicking it. It's kind of like or something like that. I don't know. And then it turns to black. The Dukes are confused. Like, what? What? Wait. Oops, that's not where it's supposed to end. Wait, hold on. That's not where it's supposed to end. And then they go berserk. Duke mother's slightly panicking because like something wrong has happened. He tries to get onto the phone with the TV station. The TV station don't know what the hell's going on, but they've had it like up to their limits. They're kind of happy that this happened because now they're about to get revenue. And then the other Dukes are like slowly like frothing at the mouth as their freaking TV shows have been cut short, while the people on the other line. He says, we don't know what happened, but we're not going to change anything. Sorry, man, but we have to do this. We have to let this play out, not do this, because they're not the one doing this. And then Dukes, they go berserk. They yell, they bicker, and like they sound like they're babbling until they all collectively start to yell at once, like, ah! And then they get up, and then they just break through the house wall and start running amok within the entire city. They're breaking everything, like people are inadvertently dying because of them. And the Duke mother tries his best to try to stop this madness, try to comfort his children. And eventually, people were starting to get real sick of the Dukes, so they called in some help off universe. After the city was fully destroyed, not fully destroyed, but half destroyed, a mysterious portal just opened up within the Duke's destructive path, and they just blindly walk right on through it. And this portal just leads them into an active volcano. Yes, of course. So here they go running into the portal, and here's the lava. Just a pit of lava. There's nothing else there. The portal just ends off right into lava, and they go into the lava. And the Duke mother screams, "No! No!" as his children get destroyed by the lava. Another story ending in a lava death. Huh. There's another story that ends in a lava death featuring friends. There's a lot of lava deaths here, isn't there? Weird. Oh god, there's another one with Black Dynamite. Okay, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's finish this story that we have set for ourselves here first. So now this Duke mother went into a never-ending depression, and the species that I said that is the most hated species that I'm not going to say the name of yet, but they are sent in to try to comfort the Duke, but their method of comfort is to belittle them and say, well, you failed miserably as a parent, so you might as well get over yourself and stop crying like a little bitch baby. And that, okay, hold on. Before I continue forward with this story, anybody remember that drawing of Crystal Flurry going after that black-haired girl? And there was just this weird Duke-looking character that was naked. You didn't see anything down there, trust me. And his mouth was like this, like a triangle. That's the Duke. Spoiler alert, that is the Duke in that story. That's right. That was from a long time. I don't know when that was made, but that was from a long time ago. And the fact that I can still remember some of the story makes me proud of myself for trying to remember something. So that's what he's like. He has that mouth as that creature, that species, tries to belittle him. And then he stops making that mouth, slowly turns over that species, and just strangles him. This particular species is cartoon-like in a sense. So you can Bart Simpson strangle them, but Duke, the way Duke strangles them is like this. Like this is where his hand position is literally. So the neck of that creature is literally just a pencil, not even a pencil, like a pixel at this point, as it's slowly getting its head almost about ready to pop off. The other creatures try to come in there to stop it, but they weren't strong enough to remove Duke. Nothing could stop the Duke. And then that thing's head pop off. And trust me, that is funny, because this thing is the most annoying creature that I've ever made, and I don't want nothing for it but pain, death, and suffering. And that's why every story with that particular creature involves some sort of pain, death, and suffering. And you will understand when I draw them at some point. I don't know when I want to draw them. Honestly, I kind of don't want to draw them, because they will make you unintelligent. Every time I think about them, I feel my brain slowly delving deep into the vegetable territories. I don't like vegetables. Don't like the way it tastes. Can't really get into it. I think the only vegetable I've ever had, well, depending if this is a vegetable, and liked to a decent amount, was fried mushroom. But apparently fried anything is good, but I mean, I'd be just as bad. Fried green beans, I don't know, probably still would hate it. There's a certain texture to mushrooms. I know I don't like sauteed mushrooms. When I was thinking about mushrooms, I thought it was going to be like this weird, crunchy kind of like thing, not like this gooey. Really the only... Okay, cat, stop it. She's trying to... The cat's literally doing the Hail Hitler salute. I don't know why you're doing that. Just like freaking... I don't understand why you're doing that, cat. Oh gosh, she's messing with the camera. She's slowly moving it down. Are we still centered? Yes, we are. But, okay, continuing the story at hand, that thing died, and then that Duke was left alone. And I think at some point that particular universe got invaded by Crystal Flurry, and Duke was a pretty easy target to acquire. Oh my god, cat, please stop it. I know, I get it. You want to roll all over the place. There goes the camera, hidden by the blanket, but you need to stop it. Calm down. You and your purring. You probably can hear the purring. I don't know, I haven't tested the cat's purr with the compression sound. the compression and all that stuff. But yeah, you have to imagine it was very easy to abduct that particular Duke because, again, he was broken. His 9 Duke children are dead. Bringing them back. They were completely dead. They've been with each other for like a year or something. And now they're dead. And now that Duke is stuck in Crystal Flurry's cavern, which, by the way, she's gotten stronger. If only one person so far has purchased the Mature Drawings Path Patreon thingy, which has 7 drawings now that I really think you guys should check out. You would get this particular thing. Crystal Flurry's got a new design. She's collected enough victims to be able to get a new design. Nobody stopped her yet. For all I know, she's might come to our universe at some point, you know? You want that? Trust me, you don't want that. Sure, it may seem nice, you know, this blue chick in this fancy regal dress comes to, you know, abduct you. Like, one of 2 options. You either get raped or you get dismembered and are suffering a very painful existence. Or you become naked and you're occasionally her boy toy or girl toy or whatever. Whoever she decides she wants to go after. Trust me, you don't want it. I mean, I am morbidly curious to see how that would feel, especially with that Patreon drawing, but at the same time, unless I know there was a way for me to escape the ice, you know, maybe not. Maybe a hard pass on that. But, yes, that's a continuation of that. Crystal Flurry seems to be getting stronger. She's definitely, you know, got a lot more victims than before. There's a lot of victims in that particular universe, and more so. I consider her to be a dimensional entity if we go by unknown entity trackers standards, or whatever the word I'm looking for is. So recording? Good. But, yes. Yes. That Duke from that particular drawing is actually the Duke, the Mother Duke. And that's really the only thing I have to say about that. It is always strange to think. I've read these hints and stuff of certain characters and creations that I've made. I think I've had hints of the duplicates. I haven't really shown much of any of them. Only things I've really shown is Dukes. I mean, you've seen Duke multiple times in multiple drawings. You've seen Duke a few times in the Demon Realm universe. Those are Duke duplicates. You think that Duke managed to survive all those encounters? No, those Dukes are dead. Question is, did they leave behind a red rectangular box, or did they just actually die, like normal? Because not all duplicates have that particular death. The Barneys definitely don't. But, yeah, that's like your first hint that there is definitely something going on in that department. And I guess it is good to want to, like, talk about this stuff now that the Weird Factory is out, because eventually I will draw it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of drawing ideas I have that I can put in with free will here. Like, okay, so the drawings idea I have in mind for the next limitation period consists of 3 normal fan art drawings and 7 mature fan art drawings. Why 7, you may ask? Well, for one thing, there are 4 mature fan art drawings that are already predetermined. 2 of which falling the Pitos Fetish series, another one involving... this is guaranteed because I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Luna's continued incursion of the My Hero Academia universe and the Attack on Titan universe. I've always wanted to have her go to that universe, but I was never really able to figure out a good way to do it until I got that one request. And now it works perfectly. Now the story can patch itself together. It sucks that most of the girls in Season 4 died, and I can't utilize them. But, at the very least, we can conduct a little Luna save for a couple of characters in those universes. One of which is probably traumatized and suffering from PTSD. The other one was murked by a Call of Duty grunt child bitch whore who deserves to get her bell rung. Fucking piece of shit skank bag. And you will notice a theme here with that particular story involved. I have Kane Raitaningu beat the ever-living shit out of that runt to death. And then all of the Marlians as well. Because let's face it, Kane Raitaningu is, the drawing suggests, a deus ex machina. He is basically how you would say the one-punch man of the villain universe of all the villains that I've made. And I'm talking about both normal and mature villain. Mature as in, Anna Lee, the tickling villainess with T. Kelly, which, by the way, I'm surprised nobody really talks on TV now, but I'm surprised nobody's talked about this. T. Kelly, R. Kelly, the fact that T. Kelly is essentially just like a floating, robotic-looking woman floating behind Anna Lee, who was a villainess. JoJo reference. It's a literal fucking JoJo reference, folks. How has nobody caught on to that yet? And I know JoJo references go off of musics, but what about band people? And R. Kelly is I believe he's a bad guy. I don't keep up on that stuff, but I do vaguely remember him being bad. And T. Kelly and Anna Lee are both bad, and it makes sense, does it not? Does it not? Am I not wrong? Am I not wrong on this train of thought? And there's also Zuri, the orange chick with green hair and the gas, who stole young women's clothing and knocked them off. That just sounds wrong. But at the same time, so hilarious. I need a drink. I need to consume liquids. You will watch me consume that liquid and you will enjoy it. But yes, knock him off. And there's also that Valerie Ravens chick, who's proven to be quite a menace. There's also Shakira and Josephine Jotusco, the villainous JoJo character that I made because, I don't know. And that's also another reference to, how do you say JoJo in a sense? Shakira. It's Shakira, but with shock in it. There's also Petrol that I had in that one story with JoJo's debut. I'm just going to refer to her as JoJo because Jotusco is hard for me to remember and pronounce sometimes. I don't recall what she was. I think she was supposed to be some gas tickling-esque character, I think. Okay, let's be honest. I'm never going to get another name like Shakira. That's too perfect of a name to try to one-up. So it would make sense why JoJo would see her as her, greatest creation. It's too bad she couldn't win the contest. We got an honorable mention, which I know is kind of sad to think, but that's basically my life as an honorable mention. I can never win anything. I'm always an honorable mention in something. Which is fine. Shakira's got a little bit of, recognition at the very least. I got a little bit more recognition, and we got ourselves a couple of drawing ideas in mind. At the very least. I mean, it's not like I'm hurting for drawing ideas. I mean, for fuck's sakes, I'm 1,000 drawings in, and I still have more ideas. Probably tens of thousands of more. Doesn't hurt to have more, though. Spice things up a bit, mix things up. But I don't think I'm ever going to experience artist block. If I'm thinking, oh man, I need to draw an animal, but what animal do I draw? I already draw a cow, though, because I did draw a few cows. I'll just draw the cow again. Make a different scene, you know? No harm, no foul. At first, I thought the others folder was going to be a little bit more difficult to fill in because of, one major reason, the fact that it's kind of just like a bunch of inanimate objects. Eventually, you run out of ideas for drawing inanimate objects. You can only draw a table so many times, even though I haven't drawn a table yet in like the main focus. And if I were to draw a table as the main focus, I'd have to focus on making it more fancy, you know? But now that we have the Elementals Reborn equipment and accessories, as well as the Chrome Wars weaponry, I don't think we're going to be running out of other drawings as well. Others as in miscellaneous objects. Others was mainly there just to fill in like an 8th slot. We didn't really have to have an 8th slot, but I do like the sloth. I do like the fact that we have an 8th slot. And others kind of do work perfectly if I want to draw weapons by themselves, because where else would I categorize that? Yeah, sure, sci-fi and portraits, as well as fantasy for like the equipment would work. But at the same time, that's taking up space for more important things. If I were to have no others folder, then I would barely have much of a way to draw like androids or fantasy-related creatures or like the Elementals Reborn universe. Others is a good way to get the cat paw out of my goddamn screen. Others is a good way to, expand upon that and allow me to essentially. Whoops! Apparently you are. Wait, I thought you were underneath. Are you not underneath? You are underneath. It's just that's fine. That's fine. I'm not thinking about that in a different way, but I'm looking at it further, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that is actually fine. Okay, now for the sand. I need to find a better texture for sand. I use cracked for the path at least, because that does look good. But, yeah. I am glad that I went and gone ahead and, drew the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not drew. I made the, others folder. I'm glad I made that. That's the train of thought I'm trying to go down, but I'm failing miserably. I'm glad I did that. Because that means I get a hell of a lot more space to work with than everything else, and I really do freaking need it. Even more so now with what I have in mind for Chrome Wars. Now that Chrome Wars Landscapes is taking a break alongside the mechs, the mechs were on break for a while now. Now that this has occurred, we kind of need to fill in more space here with other things. And I've been wanting to draw the Chrome War people for a while now. The first 4 being the general in this limitation period, and the next 4 being the lieutenants in the next limitation period, and then the commanders in the one after that. Hopefully, we could get that all done within a year next year. Same applies to the Demon Realm. And we are getting quite close to the point where I can disclose some some information about what I have planned for that. Information I probably already disclosed, but I don't remember because it's been a while. You expect me to remember all the statements that I've made? No, I won't remember them all. I listen to myself back on the videos to make sure everything sounds good, and I don't remember me saying certain things. Why is that? Don't hold me accountable for anything because I am stupid sometimes, and I don't know the right words to say. I mean well, though, but at the same time, my brain goes to dark places to concoct these dark stories. There are some that aren't that dark. A good example to talk about are most of the portrait girls, especially Moon and the Naughty production crew. Moon's like one of my most favorite creations. I don't know why, she's just so adorable. I have such a good dynamic with Moon going for a few other characters like Yuri, Jayla somehow. Tammy also kind of works. I got these dynamics with these characters that just seem like they shouldn't have any dynamicisms, but they do. There's Lena and Onizuka. Don't know how they make a good dynamic, but they do. This German chick who's very engineerily gifted, capable of creating these insane machine things for fetish purposes. And then this short, skinny Asian chick with a cute bob haircut. Bob cut? Bob hair? What was that hairstyle? Okay, you know what I mean. She got that cute hairstyle and that cute face and little fangs, and somehow those two make a good team. I think we had the first instance of those two teaming up in that one drawing that a certain someone requested. And you know who that certain someone is. If you are watching this, wink. You probably aren't, but you could be watching this. Nobody really talks, comments, or anything. For all I know, I could be speaking into the ether and nobody would be listening. Some people are watching this. I'm getting views at least. Even if it's only for a small amount of time, some people are tuning in at least. And if you made it this far, kudos to you. You get nothing because I lack the ability to give people anything except entertainment and art. And certain art you can get your Fooly Killy on. What, full on Haruko? Never want to go full on Haruko. No, the cat just twitched. Cat looks like she was about to make a jump, but then she stopped as soon as something happened. Don't know. What are you looking at? Trying to hide behind the blanket that she's behind. She's trying to jump up, but she doesn't know what she's doing. But yes, that is the one instance I had with Lena and Onizuka and their dynamics finally being shown. I definitely want to make more. There's also the whole Ruth and Zola dynamic. The rich girl and the African girl with the ability to change her voice to whatever she wants. Her accent is thick too, so the fact that she can easily mimic a voice let's say Jessie from Pokemon, or hell, she could probably even manage to replicate a Minnie Mouse if she wanted to. And you'd be impressed with how thick her accent sounds. And Ruth over here with her... I forgot the backstory with Ruth. I think the backstory with Ruth was that her parents were racist or something, but the mother wasn't. I can't recall if that was... Because I do know for a fact that... I don't think I've said this yet, but story-wise, Jayla's family is... Well, I do believe I said this in one of the drawings, but Jayla's family is homophobic, racist, and Jayla is not. She's growing up and listening to that stuff, and she thinks, oh my god, is what I'm doing wrong? But she knows it's right. She knows it's wrong to think that it's wrong. But she's worried because she's a grown woman. She has her own place, but she doesn't want her family to disown her, even though she's doing good for herself. You know what I mean? And they're on good terms too. They're not on bad terms either. Jayla is closeted. She's a closeted... I don't remember if it was a closeted bisexual or a closeted lesbian. I do believe she has some interest in men, but it's been a while, and I can't remember all the details about my OCs. You see how many characters I've created? I have to have created at least 1,000 characters. Background characters included. It has to be a lot, right? I wish I had an exact number. But yes, I created a lot of characters, and it's hard to keep track of some of them. Characters like Luna or Moon or even Nakato are easier for me to remember because they're one of my most favorites. They say not to pick your favorite child, but okay, that's probably a bad analogy considering what I draw those two in. But they say not to pick your favorite creations, yes. But Moon, Nakato, there's something about those two. It's hard for me not to call them my favorites. And I'm glad I'm able to draw Moon more, I always look back at this, you know? I've always said this to myself. I know I haven't said this to any of you guys yet. I've always said all of this to myself. But Moon could have gone into a very different direction. I mean, granted, she could have been a standalone character. Wait, no, this is not what I wanted. I want this to be metal texture. She could have been a standalone character. Chances are, like, okay, so the Nani Productions group didn't come until way later down the road. I don't remember when this came to be, actually. I'm double check. Okay, album 28 is Tickling Research, which is the first drawing Moon debuted in. After that, album 38. Okay, thank God that was the last thing we drew in this album. Album 38, which is if it's the last thing, that means we're going into 39 at this point, was when the Naughty Productions crew was made. Granted, I don't know when this was made, lengthwise. This is all sorted alphabetically, not by date. Well, unless this was made during the time when we were doing the 8 per. Because if we were doing the 8 per, well, then we'd have to remember where that was on the list. But granted, each album has 24 drawings, right? 28 to 38. That's a lot of drawings in between then and then. I don't know how else I would explain that. It's a lot. At the very least, over... Well, 10 times 20 is 200, so over 200 drawings. Way over 200, because I'm not counting the 4. I'm only doing 10 times 20. But you get the point. So, Moon could have gone into a completely different direction if I didn't, match her up with Rain. Although, that's the thing. Like, Moon was made to be Rain's little sis. 25-year-old Rain, I believe, and 21-year-old Moon. And little sis in more ways than one. Despite being 4 years younger, she's also 4'7". You can tell, especially if you look at the 1,000th deviation milestone, you can tell just how short Moon is compared to all of the other OCs. She's just a short little cutie, almost like a midget. Would you be considered a midget at that height? I'd like to think so. But I definitely do like the fact that Moon's just a short little goth girl. Well, not little goth girl, little goth woman, Christenheimen. And, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have a character like that because it's just so adorable. Something about her and her emotionless expression I just keep going back to. Anyways, back to what I was saying before. Moon could have gone in a completely different direction. I know for a fact, in between that instance, matter of fact, let me open up the album again. I don't know why I closed it the first time, although I'm not exactly going to be looking to anything. When was that? That was like 36, was it not? It was either 36 or 37. Yeah, 37, Girls of Mystery. At that point, like, we have a crap ton of drawings with Moon. And, it could have gone down like this. We might not have had Moon in those particular drawings. Hell, we might not even have the drawings with the Moon, being tickled by her older sister or co-worker, and then alongside her friends, and then soon-to-be Moon making friends with them in the goth groups sector. We wouldn't have had those, I don't think. But I know for a fact that the Naughty Productions crew probably would have still been made. I mean, let's face it, Moon, probably could have been just Naughty Productions exclusive. That could have been what happened. We might not have as many drawings with her as we do now. I mean, think about it. You've seen drawings we've made of her and the goth group. They're in, like, the beach. They're watching a horror movie together. They're going to the cemetery that Claire's ghost friend Rosaline, or whatever her name is, I keep bouncing between the two. They go to there, and then they meet her, and then the Moon's just sitting there all cute on the non-active reflective fountain with the moon above her head, which I didn't realize that I was making symbolism there until like after the drawing was finished. Weird, right? You would think that was intentional, but that wasn't. That just occurred to be. And you're just subconsciously doing it. But we might not have had any of those drawings. Granted, we did kind of add Abigail into the mix, even though there was no reason to add her. Mainly because she was a goth girl, and because Moon is a goth girl, you know, chances are she might have been added to the group, but her entire story would have been different. Chances are we might not actually have Mist right now. Or, you know, Claire's mother Violet, Mia, or all the other MILFs from the goth group's, you know, sector. Chances are that might have never happened. Imagine a world where Rain, Mist, and Moon weren't being tickled by all of those MILFs. Tragic, I know. That could have happened. Who knows? I certainly wouldn't really know. I can't really predict these kinds of things. I'm glad we went down the path we did, though. Because Moon has been sticking with us for so long, and we've drawn her so many times. She's just been this frequent occurring character. Even more so of a reason to draw her with the Naughty Productions crew. I mean, I already got like a few drawing ideas in mind with that in that department with those two. Like I said, with that one third idea for Moon's cosplay, which I won't spoil it. Which, by the way, if you guys got like another idea, please feel free to tell me. Because I somehow managed to stumble across that Warp Room girl from Shantae and the Seven Sirens. It was so perfect, too. Just the general hairstyle, the only thing different being that her eyes were being hidden. If you ever want to see Moon smile, go buy Shantae and the Seven Sirens. She might not be Moon, but at the very least, she almost looks like Moon. And there was another character that I came across, that Anna chick from that, well, what was the name of that anime again? It was another one of those animes with the insanely long title description, like, longer than it really has reason to be, you know? And, I was surprised how, you know, close their hairstyle was. Even Moon commented on the fact that the only similarities that they had with each other was their hairstyle. But it worked perfectly. It was a pretty adorable drawing, too. We got Yuri putting Moon's shoes on, Jayla looking all concerned because Moon isn't amused about being Yuri's little dress-up doll. That's the cute thing with Moon, I guess, is the fact that she's reluctantly being put through these, you know, scenarios with her friends. You know, they're her friends, and she wants to be nice to them, but she still is agitated and shows, like, some form of agitation. The only kind of emotion she can really, like, show at that point is slight anger and frustration. Not full on. She still has the same nonchalant look on her face, but, you know, that's Moon for you. I'm not sure how I want to do this. There's also ideas that I have in mind for... Oh god, I did not want to do that, you fool. I should have just finished this off. That was perfect as is. There was also ideas in mind involving, yeah, more stuff with Yuri, Moon, Tammy, and Rosa. Because I know I gotta draw Rosa more. Hiccup. We've drawn so many certain characters, like the most reoccurring characters within the Naughty's Productions, you know, group is Moon, but I don't know if I can count Moon since technically, no, she first came from Night Production. So Moon, Jayla, Yuri, and I think that's it. I think that's really the only reoccurring characters we've had. Sure, we had like speaking roles for the characters in certain drawings where they are not shown. I don't know why I selected that. I'm not on the brush layer. Sure, we do have those speaking roles, but we don't see them in the drawing. I mean, Rosa makes the most sense where you won't see her in a drawing because, like she said before, she's the camera girl. She's the one that captures all the magic. So of course you're really not going to see her in the videos unless there's a certain video idea in mind. I do have this cute scene in mind for Moon and Yuri. It's a fetish scene, by the way, but it is pretty adorable how the conversation goes. I'm not going to spoil it, though. I'm going to draw up the next limitation period? I don't know. Maybe. It depends. The next limitation period, like I said, with how the fan art section is being brought up, the same applies for portraits. I think what I'm going to do is have 3 normal portrait drawings and 7 mature portrait drawings. I can say this, though. The arc that I have with Moon, the one where she's constantly being tickled against her will, the arc that I have with Moon there is, it's coming close to an end, right? Let me get a quick drink in and let me yawn after that. You must see me consume this. Yep. Now let me yawn. Oh, hey. Nice cock. Thick, but not too flaccid. Anyways, before we get off track and admire your nice cock, what were we talking about again? Shitberg. Shittleberg. Okay, let me think. What do you remember? Oh God, I can't remember. Sheesh, don't you hate it when you get that short-term memory loss crap? It was... Oh, yeah, right. We were talking about the Moon's arc. So, continuing on from that, we only have 2 more episodes left on that. One that I think you're all going to enjoy, and another one that I think you're all going to enjoy. Not to go too much into spoilers, but the best way I can explain it is there's a lot of women in this drawing. A lot. A whole lot. Way more than most artists on DeviantArt would probably be willing to draw. It's no 1,000th deviation over milestone drawing. It's nowhere near that many. Trust me, that's... a fetish drawing with that many characters, it's a lot. But this one is not as much as that, thankfully. Or not thankfully. Maybe I want to draw more of that. But I guess it depends. If I do draw drawings like that, I have to probably draw that in the background while I do, multiple smaller drawings as well. And it's going to be very difficult to do that, too, because here's the main issue that I have in mind. I don't have a lot of time. At least this month. This month, time escapes me so. Mainly because of this stupid job trying to milk every fucking weekend for the holiday pay. What's the point of the holiday vacation if we're working on the weekends, right? But whatever. It doesn't matter. The holidays are almost over. Unless they try to make us work Saturday and Sunday, because we get Thursday and Friday off, but Saturday's in the black, not in the blue. With the black means that if you call out there, you don't get the vacation pay. Blue means that you're guaranteed an off day. So people are scared that they're going to take away Thursday. This company makes stupid decisions that I don't feel like talking about because I'm going to be angry. Flabbergasted. Far beyond reasonable rage. Which shouldn't be. Life shouldn't be like that, but like I said, continuing that. Moon's arc. There's only 2 left. I will not spoil what happens there. But that's 2 out of the 5 remaining free spaces. But don't think the 5 remaining free spaces are going to be their own thing. No, I've been also doing Erica and Beverly's arc. To draw involving some of Tasha's group. Erica and Beverly. With Nakato involved in it. We had Erica, Beverly, and Adela go for Divya, Tasha, Tanisha, and Nakato. And then we had Erica and Beverly go after Nagato. So, yeah, there's 4 more left for that one. I have in mind. And y'all already know what the 3rd episode is going to be. The Tasha's brush incident. Referencing that. The 4th one's also pretty easy to remember because, technically speaking, it's already been mentioned. And, yeah, at some point it will be drawn. When? I don't know. I know sometime next limitation period. But I just can't tell you whether that's going to be as soon as possible or later. Because there is a certain change happening, right? There's a certain change happening in the new limitation period. And I think a lot of you are going to like it. Some of you might not. Those of you who are here for my normal art are probably going to hate this change. But don't worry. Twitter and Instagram still are the same. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm referring to when I said Twitter and Instagram are still the same. Won't spoil it any further than that. That's all up for you to, figure out. But, yes, indeed. In fact, that is the plan. I've got to have this cactus brush, so this is actually perfect to have here, because cactuses don't grow like this in singular, so that's grass. Wait. Why did I call that grass? Why did my brain call the cactus grass? Sure, we might have grass here, but that's not grass. That's not grass at all. That's the opposite of grass. If, the main feature you take out of cactus is the fact that it's pointy and hurts and good night, folks. Imagine end stream here. But no, yes, we're making these little cactus edges here, and that was good, but I ruined it by moving too far in that one direction. And, yeah. So, where the entirety of Eric and Beverly's arc still has, 4 more episodes remaining. And there is a good reason as to why we want to try to get that arc done with as soon as possible. Because the 2 arcs that we have in mind are going to combine. It's so, how do I want to explain this? There's Moon arc, and there's Erica and Beverly's arc, and then there's a connection between the 2 arcs. Getting what I'm putting down right now? Good, because I'm not going to say it out loud. Like I said, that's for you to figure out. But those 2 arcs combine into one. And the reveal will be made on the 6th episode of Erica and Beverly's arc. And now here's the grass. Although I should make that 2A since this is Cactus 2A, what I'm working on here. But yeah, that's the plan here with that. So I won't go too much into spoilers for that one because I want that to be somewhat of a surprise for those who aren't that aware. And it doesn't matter. I feel like it wouldn't even matter if I do say it because not a lot of people watch this. Yet. But in case I don't get to that before we somehow manage to acquire hundreds of viewers for some reason, I don't think that's going to happen at this point in time. I did not mean to combine those 2, you fool. You fucking fool. How could you? This is the wrong size. Anyways, yes. I won't spoil it, but that there is something for that. There was also another arc after that. So if here's those 2 arcs combining into one, we have this arc going up and being its own separate thing. It's not the same. The Moon is not really involved in this one, but it does involve a girl from the goth group's circle. Not entirely, involved. I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't think saying this would really spoil much, so I can say it. The story here will involve a Violet, Claire's mother. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. There's a certain storyline in place that's going to involve a certain new OC that I have in mind that I have been thinking about for ages now. I forgot about this cactus set up here. Shit, that's also been combined. It's fine. It's fine. It's happy little accidents, you know. Happy little accidents. Just fine. It's completely fine. Nothing is out of the ordinary here. We're just going to continue our main objective. But yes, I don't think me saying that Violet is involved is going to really spoil anything in this department. There's a certain major spoiler in mind, but I'm not going to say it right now. But with 2 episodes of Moon's arc and 4 episodes of Violet's Erica and Beverly's arc, that really only leaves us with like one free mature drawing in the mists. And this particular mature drawing we have in mind is a 2-parter. It's a 2-parter, but I guess you can consider it to be like a 3-parter with what comes after that. Maybe not a 3-part, maybe like, how do you explain it? The events in these particular 2 episodes, or mini episodes, whatever you want to call them, leads to events of one particular episode in the future, but it's not entirely connected. The things that happened in the previous episodes carry over to here, but it's not in the same timeline. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, and I don't have to, like, go on a whole-on explanation trip to try to get you to understand. But yes, this particular drawing idea in mine, I can say what's involved here. I think I already said what was involved here. It's Moon and Yuri. The first drawing is going to involve Moon, solely Moon. Then the second one will involve Moon and Yuri. There's a continuation after the first one, right after that. Yuri's talked about in the story, but let's just say you're looking at something from Moon's perspective. And you remember that drawing of a cute little sleepy Moon? You know, sleeping in her little bed, kind of just looking so adorable and cute. Yeah, it's gonna, like, go off of that. She's still gonna be adorable, though. And I think I could say this part, she's gonna have bedhead. I don't know why, but ever since I saw Mika set with bedhead, it's just like, she's so adorable seeing her like that. And now I want to have Moon with bedhead as well. So we're going to have it again in the point when we actually do make a drawing with Moon and Yuri. Chances are we might draw that as the last drawing of that limitation period for the mature portrait section, maybe in between. I don't know. All I know is that we know for a fact Moon's cosplay is going to be made in that limitation period, the 3rd episode. If somebody can give me a 4th episode, that'd be great. I don't really feel like going out and looking for anything. I feel like ending on an episode. Episode 3 is going to be a perfect end if I can't find anything either. Trust me on this one. I think you're all going to like episode 3. Episode 1 was like a good, like, you know, insert to have Moon start cosplaying as other girls from other series. And it only really occurred because of Shantae and the 7 Sirens, which is, you know, something that came out later in. It's a more recent thing. When I'm talking about look for something for me to utilize, I mean something from the past, from like far past, like that Anna chick. Something like that. We can find more like that didn't work. I do have one more in mind, but I don't want to spoil what it is, because even giving you any details on what it could possibly be could lead to a huge spoiler. So I leave it to you, my very small audience, to guess. Try to guess what this is. Because I guarantee you, you're probably not going to guess it right. And if you do guess it right, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to leave it up in the air. And then when I draw it, and you see that you were right, congratulations. You've won bragging rights that you were right about something. I mean, realistically speaking, this is the only option we have for like more, cosplays involving Moon. This is the only thing that I can really think of. I don't know if there's any more, and if there is any more, it probably won't be made for quite a while. Chances are it won't be made until another limitation period after the next one. The limitation period with Moon cosplaying as this person. Although I don't really think giving away the gender. Moon's always been cosplaying as a girl, alright? I can tell you Moon is cosplaying as a girl. But that's basically the entire point here. Like, of course Moon is going to be cosplaying as a girl. Of course Yuri wants Moon to cosplay as these girls that she finds cute and almost looks like her. This one, on the other hand, well, I can't really tell you. I can't really say this because that's also a spoiler. Because then you'll be searching for that particular trait. Or even saying the words would give you a spoiler count. So, background-wise, I feel like I'm missing something with this particular instance. Should I have sandy clouds in the back? Maybe I'll use this one. I do feel as though that I'm missing kind of a sandy aspect. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, right. I forgot about that tidbit. The building is above. Right, I forgot. It's fine. Everything is fine. Sand clouds. As opposed to the clouds that we have. Oh, God. Too opaque. I feel like I shouldn't add too much over here because I kind of do want this area to be, like, progressively orange to, like, showcase that it is very foggy, very far away. Yeah, that's the word. To showcase that these landscapes here are very far away. These are trees, not bushes. And yes, there would probably still be trees in the canyon, but, that's neither here nor there. Okay, we're still recording. I really don't see for anything to go wrong since nothing is hotkeyed, but I can't trust anything anymore. I can't trust anything anymore. I can't do the voice. And nor do I even want to try to do the voice. Sparkle. Okay. Alright, we're close again on being done. Okay, maybe a little bit more, like, I don't know, 100. Yes, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Sparkles in a lake. Clean, no, not really clean drinking water. This is a water indium. Oh, wait, actually, how would that work? How would clean drinking water work if the water is touching dirt or sand? Well, sand's like a filtration, right? But wouldn't you still get like bits of sand particles in that drink? Usually you'd have to purify it, but is there like really any like pure water lake thing out there or something or another? I feel like there is. Okay, I feel like I need to combine some of the sand here so it looks like it's less plopped on and more into the sand, You get what I mean? You get what I'm putting down? Sand cover, I'll call it, so that I don't have constantly sand layers. Matter of fact, I'll make it 20 or something and still keep it 10. And a little bit smaller so it's less of, Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to try to keep up with this particular, thing here is connected. But you are, and you shall be connected right here, right now. At this exact date, at this exact time, in this exact time, in this exact desert, located entirely in your exact kitchen. Yes. Continuing on, we are going to cover now the box. Got just a couple there to cover up. We are getting quite close though to finishing this up, which is great. It's always great to want to try to finish up. And yeah. Cover up that box. Try to blend that sand in. I do want to try to get a Minecraft video done today. So if you see me with the same set of clothing on and the same time at nighttime there, even though it's 12, then congratulations. You've learned that these are taken at certain times. The Minecraft videos, at least. The drawing videos are posted as soon as the drawing itself is posted. That's the deal with me. I might start posting Minecraft videos at 12 o'clock now, actually. Just because I don't know if 8 o'clock is really doing us any good in that department. Okay. It looks pretty good background-wise. I still feel like the ridges here could use some adjustments. But if the faraway fog is going to be taking control of like most of the background back there, let me save this cadmium swatch just in case I forgot to save it before. But if the fog is going to be taking up most of that, then it might not matter. I'm going to switch over to fog, but before I do any fogging, it's time we do the shadow. Wait, actually, before we do the shadow, I do, however, want to do this. And go to sun. I don't know why I make the sun that. The sun usually turns out white in these anyways. Sky. Less bright, but, you know, bright enough to at the very least showcase that, yes, there is indeed, in fact, a... oh, wait, I gotta delete this blank layer. There is indeed, in fact, indubitably a sun there. I don't know where my train of thought is, but I'm going with that. There is, in fact, a sun there. Oh god, not 100. Don't go for 100. Yeah, what it's supposed to look like here is he's crouching. I don't know if I'm conveying that properly. Probably not, but it's fine. Because he looks a million times better than he did before. No matter what pose I put him in now, he looks better than he did the first time I drew him. I don't know why I went for the crouched down, picking up a pile of sand in your hands and looking at it, just like picking it up, having it run through his fingers as he, you know, does this and then that or something. I don't know. Just the normal stuff you do with sand. Like, pick it up, examine the sand, see if the sand is doing good and healthy, even though I don't know if there's sand. This healthy sand? Sands, rocks. Do rocks have health or something? Well, yes, rocks do have health. You break it enough, it breaks. But do they have, like, an actual, like, healthy, like, deposit? Like, if a rock gets old, does it become more brittle? Does it break more easily? Like, obviously, it would probably take eons for certain rock formations to break, but just like, why examine sand, huh? Why are you examining sand, Hamza? Why did I make it so that you examine sand? Are you just picking it up and running it through your fingers because you like the way it feels? Is that it? I don't recall the reason for this. I mean, the reason was to showcase that you're desert. You like the desert. We're probably going to draw Lieutenant Liam on a mechanical horse, because, like I've said before in previous drawings, all horses have gone extinct in this universe. That's right, all horses gone extinct in this universe, alongside multiple animals. I think I've said that in Gene's bio. A lot of animals in the Chrome Wars universe did go extinct, and it sucks. But it does show that, you know, you could use mechs to pick up the slack of where the animals used to do the thing. If all the bees in the world die, it's not completely end of the world if we focus on making bee mechs, like the Chrome War people are doing. And also, I feel like it might not even matter, because with atomic manipulation, you could probably just create pollen, just as simple as that. I mean, surely you'd have some composure make an atomic structure of pollen, and then you just build a bot that automatically brings the pollen all over the place. Atomic manipulation can create anything, really. There is no limits as to what it can't do. It can make you a new heart. It can make you a new human body if you want it to. As long as you have the knowledge on how to actually make... Is this fog? It is fog. I don't want this color. yes, atomic manipulation feels like it's like you've unlocked the $1 million cheat in The Sims. You've essentially just unlocked easy mode, and everybody didn't like easy mode, so now they went to war with mechs and stuff, and now they're fighting for something. I don't know. What's the reason for fighting? We know for a fact that the Sanguine faction now started this entire Chrome Wars thing, and we know that the Cerulean was formed because of that. Because of the environmental destruction that the Sanguine had caused, the Vera Descent came into play. But what about the Cadmium faction? There was a reason for these factions to be made. The Chrome Wars happened because General Scar was power hungry. But Cerulean came to be because of that power hunger, and because they wanted to stop the, destruction of the planet because of this particular faction. And this Vera Descent came into play because the animals were dying out. It wasn't pretty. It's not a good sign when animals are just constantly dying out, because of all of the war and stuff that's been happening. It's not a good sign. But where does the cadmium play into all of this? That's what I'm trying to remember, or not remember, trying to figure out. We know the cadmium is there because of the fact that they are essentially like the nomadic-esque tribe. The more, exotic, that's the word, exotic, not nomadic. They're exotic people. You got nomads, Eskimos, that's the word I was thinking about before. You got Eskimos, and then you've got Sweden, you got Egyptians, you've got Arabs, you got Muslims, you got all of that. All those people are essentially like what makes up a large majority of the cadmium. Sanguine is made up of a bunch of evil people. Just because the general is an old a Russian war dog, and the lieutenant is a Korean masochist, or no, sadist, that's the word I'm looking for, doesn't mean a large majority of the faction makes up Russians and Koreans. Matter of fact, we have a bunch of nationalities deciding to pick their sides in the war with their own reasons, but who knows. Some are even forced into it, like I've said with Commander Jacob from the Sanguine faction. He was forced into this mess because of the fact that... Oh, wait, no, hold on. He was forced into this because of the fact that the Sanguine essentially has his family ransom, his wife and daughter, I believe that was the case. And now he's the... Oh, God. I have to move my mouse up. Don't screw up. Okay, we can just fix that. We can fix that. No issue. Just don't go out. Oh, okay. If it goes out, we can still fix that as well. But don't go out. But yes, the entirety of the Chrome Wars, throughout the entirety of that, Jacob is being forced to work. Whoop, that is the wrong one. With the Sanguine faction, in order to hopefully save his family from... I screwed up. Forget about this. How could I forget about this? You fool. You idiot. You moron. You have one job. Put this in. The rest don't matter. Just this in. It's fine. So he's working with the Sanguine in hopes that he's able to get his family out of there. Get his family out of this toxic situation that they can't get out of. That's why he's working for the bad guys, which kind of sucks. And there's going to be another storyline involved with him at some point, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in case I forget it. Although it's kind of hard to forget this particular storyline, right? The first fog is fine, it's just the other fogs we didn't need. I do kind of want to make this brighter, though. And yeah, that's basically the entirety of the Cadmium faction, making most of the. Oh God, what's happening? Oh no, it's lagging. It's doing the thing where too much has happened. All right, it's fine. Everything is still fine. But okay. So let me now go on ahead and do 25 for the back here. This is what we needed, which was 25. The cover up. Oh God. Oh wait, no. That is. It just looks like it was still a part of the what do you call it? Part of that is destroyed and deleted. I said delete, you fool. I'll get rid of some of that as well. All right, perfect. Now we're going to go into the light rays. We're almost done with this. We're almost done, folks. Oh wait, no. Sun rays. Because there's an actual sun here that we can utilize. What to speak about, I don't know. This could be a number of things. I want this to be yellow. So, yeah, this is a nice scene for General Hamza. I think I have a good scene for all the others in their instance. And I think I can... I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to say it because I might forget that I said that this is what I'm going to draw, and then I draw something else completely different. But it seems reasonable that this is what they would be drawn in. So, with the lieutenants, this is what I have in mind. So, Lieutenant of the Sanguine is going to be holding a whip above her head, and there's going to be a bunch of prisoners in the background. Prisoners of all shapes and sizes, of race, colors, everything. She's a sadist who wants to just torture humans in general. No one is, excluded. She wants to torture everybody. She wants to whip your ass. She wants to cut you. She wants to hear you scream. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter if you're even... I would say alive, but then there's no fun in torturing you because you're dead and there's no screaming. But yes, the lieutenant of the Sanguine faction going to be whipping some people. Then we got the lieutenant of the Cerulean faction, who, for this one, it's hard for me to tell if I want to have it be, because I'm looking back at the Cerulean, I'm noticing a certain pattern here. Maybe have it meant like the command desk or something, because my brain is defaulting to having the lieutenant there being the same kind of scene that General Ace is in currently with the city in the background. Maybe a conference room with the city in the background with a window, but I haven't figured that out yet. The lieutenant of the Very Descent faction, let's not skip ahead, the Very Descent, Lieutenant Stella, name I can remember. I think Lieutenant Goman is the, Goman? Korean word for torture, was it? I don't remember. I do remember I gave her that name because it was a certain language for something. I think it was Korean. Oh wait, let's not go to there yet. Let's get the, whoops, I don't want to go full screen. Did I screw anything up? No, we're still fine. I'm sure that you saw what happened, but it's fine. But, yes, the hippie girl. She's probably going to be in, like, a meadow flower field in the middle of the forest, surrounded by some animals and stuff, looking all adorable. Because she does not look adorable in the first drawing, let me tell you, so I'm going to definitely do her some justice. She doesn't deserve the treatment she got all those years ago. Man, album 14, and we're almost on like album 50. Actually, yeah, it's insane. No, not 50, 48. We are on album 47, and we literally are halfway done with this album. Literally halfway done with this album. And we're almost on album 48, which finishes up an entire row. Currently, I'm looking at my album list, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 rows of albums, which is 8 albums each row. Similar to how I have 8 drawings each row in the albums for 3 rows. I'm about to have like 2 albums worth of albums right here. That's a lot of drawings. 48 times 24. That's how many drawings that is. But yes, I digress. The lieutenant of the Fairy Descent faction, forest of flowers surrounded by animals and looking majestic as fuck. Then we have the lieutenant of the Cadmium faction, which I'm going to like a lot. I'm going to definitely do him some justice. Going to make him look almost like Switchguard, but not entirely, because I don't want it to copy it. Inspired off of, yes, but not exactly. Where he's on a horse in a snowy Scandinavian-looking environment. Not like snowy, like snow patches with some dirt here and there. That's the idea. And, Cat, would you stop moving the damn computer screen? That's right, I moved the computer screen back. And that covers up the lieutenants. We're almost finished, but we can get this done with before we do. So next up is the commander of the Sanguine. Commander Jacob, I think it was. I don't recall. I'll have to double check, but I think it's Jacob. Sitting in his room, looking at a picture of his family, looking depressed. Then there's the commander of the Cadmium faction. Cadmium, that's Cerulean. Keep fucking skipping over here. Who's probably going to be... I don't know, because I have another idea for that one particular character. Similar build, similar short, but not like... The Cerulean commander is Scottish, I believe. So what I'm probably going to have him do is sitting at a bar with a beer in hand like this, with a bunch of, arms with their beer. I'm not showing anybody else there. I'm just going to show their arms and stuff so that he's the main focus. And he's essentially going to just be there cheering on with a glass of beer with the boys. The group that, essentially just came back from a fierce battle and stuff like that. The Fairy Descent, which is, I know her name like the back of my hand, Commander Cat, is probably going to be in the treetops, crouched down like a cat. And she is going to just be there, doing her thing. I want to try to get some of this and maybe put in some teal behind certain things. And then the lieutenant of the Cadmium faction, commander of the Cadmium faction, Commander Lapis, is probably going to be in an Egyptian scenario-esque kind of area, maybe like in the Pyramid Gully, I think, would probably look good. And yes, there's your rouster. There's your rouster of what potential ideas for drawing them in certain scenarios. I haven't figured it out yet, if that's where I'm going to go with some of them. Some things might change, or I might still stick with what I have. We'll see what happens. We still have a long ways to go before we start drawing in the lieutenants. How long, you may ask? Well, the next limitation period is next year, and it's not like I'm going to be drawing them immediately after, right? Do I want the leaves to be green? No, not really. But yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. I think that's the plan. Right. Nice orange, bright, all that stuff. We still going? Yeah, we're still going. Almost an hour and 40 minutes in. We're almost finished here, which is nice. Real nice. Getting closer and closer to finishing this. Now here comes the hard part. Never mind, that actually works perfectly. I will keep this swatch, though, and experiment, just to see if we can find anything that could work better. But I don't think we found the swatch that we want. Oh, wait. But that yellow looks good, too. Yeah, actually, no, the yellow. We stick with the yellow. We stick with the yellow up in here. This is nice. And it makes sense from a very far distance. You probably wouldn't really see these as well, especially if we got a bunch of sand dust kicking up. Although, part of me does kind of want to like erase some of this to at the very least show off more of the sky. You know, the sky. I guess we could probably like delete some of that there. Maybe get rid of some of the pink here. Here. Maybe like round. No, not here. I like the glow off of that. Some of it here, at least. Maybe some of the yellow. No, keep the yellow there. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You probably wouldn't really see any of that anyways, right? So maybe delete some of the sunlight. Less sunlight. Yeah, actually, less sunlight around here. And, actually, no, that sunlight works perfectly there. I think that's it. I can't really think of anything else I could add here. Maybe there is. Maybe there is something. What if I were to add particles? Okay, hold on. I have to go back to the cadmium swatch then, so allow me to do just that. Grab the light sand, and then we'll have in the effects area sand particles. Or actually, no. Above General Hamza. Above the fog. Sand particles. It looks like it's snowing, but it's not snow, it's sand. It looks like it's snowing, but it's not. Don't eat the yellow sand, Patrick. Whatever you do, don't eat the late. Oh, wait. Whatever you do, don't eat the yellow sand. I'm trying to get my inner Ringo out, but it's been a while and I don't really feel confident in my ability to replicate the Ringo. But, yeah, there's the sand. And, maybe a little bit of, just go ahead and put it in there, so you don't have the lens flare. Lens flare right there, you know? Lens flare with a certain look right over here. Lens flare. Yeah, like a good indication that the sun is intense and showing off the lens flare. It's going to be using the bow. You know? It's just, no scatter. So it's more in line and everything, you know? Maybe like a little bit of wet edges. No, wait, no, not that. God, the cat's like, oh no, the cat's paws. Damn it, cat. You got into the way again. How am I gonna do this, bro? I guess what I could do is like 80 or something, or 50. Oh god. Nope, not that. 50, yes. Okay, maybe not 50. Hold on. Others, and then no, there. Lens flare. Okay, maybe less, bigger, more in this direction. Now 50. I'm trying to press the E key, you fool. And move some of this. Try to get more up here. Maybe bring this to 50 and try to bring, yeah, like that. Nothing too big, just enough to show that there is some form of lens flare. Now let's get some white in here. Differentiating what we have currently. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Okay, alright. You know, I think that might be it. I think that might be the end of this one right here. I'm just resetting all my tools back. Alright, let's take a quick look at what it looked like without the effects. Huge difference. It looks so much more duller like this. But with the effects, the colors pop. If you haven't realized what I have been doing, I have an overlay layer with a certain color at 30. And then the sepia, I have 50 with vivid light, and it's grayscale colors. Certain grayscale colors. That's how I have been doing this. I don't know what that's called. I've been calling it sepia for as long as I have, and it's going to remain as sepia as long as I can keep calling it sepia. Oh god, okay, there we go. But yeah, we're in this pretty good, so yes. I think that covers up for this particular video. We got a lot of progress done with today, which is really saying something because the next drawing is going to be very complex. There's going to be a lot of things in this one, and you will see. Will I show all of it? Probably not. I think I'm going to have some videos to watch in between videos to keep my sanity up while I do this, you know. At the very least, you see some stuff, and if I have something to talk about, boom, you got that alongside drawing. So anyways, if you like this video, leave a like, comment if you like what was your favorite part of this video. Did you like hearing about Dukes falling into lava? Duke Nukem, like 9 Duke Nukem's falling into lava? Are you curious to hear about the lava incidents with Black Dynamite? Maybe I'll remember to say that in the next drawing. If you want to see more videos like this and my wacky stories and creations and stuff like that, please consider subscribing. Tell your friends. You know, it'd be great if we can get the word spreading about me and my stories and my weirdness. You know, you might find it entertaining. I don't know. But that's all for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed this. You know, stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. How do I want to close this? Cat, you wanna come into the video? We'll close it off with the cat saying goodbye. And now here's the gift. I know, Cat, you don't want to face the camera for some reason. Alright, later.